What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Lucid Motors and Cciv. So they've announced that they're going to be partnering up, and Lucid Motors is going to be going public through the Cciv SPAC. Now, we don't have a specific date for this merger yet, but Lucid Motors has come out with some very interesting information over the last couple of days that investors in Lucid Motors need to be aware of. There's a new leaked photo of their SUV that is supposed to be coming out in 2023, and we are getting some more insight into what Lucid Motors is going to be doing in the battery storage market. So before we get into all of that information, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it helps me out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people as possible. And if you guys would like to earn 2 free stocks with Webull, valued up to $1,850, Webull's the brokerage that you guys see on screen in all of my videos. All you have to do to get these 2 free stocks is check out that link in my description. You just have to sign up, deposit $100, and you get 2 free stocks. Now, I also get a free stock once you deposit, so it's a great way for you guys to help out the channel if you guys would like to. Now, looking at the share price of Cciv, today, at the current time that I'm recording this video, the stock is down about 1.3%, and after the merger was announced, we haven't really seen anything out of Cciv recently. We saw a massive sell-off, and then after that, we saw overall bearish market conditions, a little bit of a bounce, but overall Cciv really has not done anything yet. Now, we could see some bullishness once a merger date is announced, but there are some risk factors going into investing in Lucid Motors that I want you guys to be aware of as well, and we're going to cover those towards the end of this video. So coming over here, we can see that Lucid Motors sees a second life for its electric vehicle batteries in energy storage. So Lucid Motors has designed the battery packs in its luxury electric vehicle for 2 lives. The company, which is already experimenting with energy storage systems for commercial and residential customers, is also eyeing ways to repurpose batteries from its electric vehicles. While Lucid is still years from having to contend with a large number of used batteries, its first electric vehicle, the luxury Lucid Air sedan, isn't coming to the market until the second half of 2021. Now, we're going to talk about this release a little bit later in this video, and that is going to be one of the risk factors for Cciv and Lucid Motors, in my opinion. So the company is already planning how to give them a second life in a yet-to-be-launched energy storage business. This is very bullish for the company long-term, because if they are able to repurpose their batteries for a different use and are able to get these commercial and residential clients, we could see a boost in valuation in Lucid Motors over the long term. So the battery cell modules that power Lucid's vehicles are identical to the ones that will be used for energy storage, making them well suited for second life purposes, according to the company. The company has already constructed a prototype of a 300 kilowatt hour stationary battery storage system at its engineering lab. Lucid's chief engineer and senior vice president of product, Eric Bach, told TechCrunch the batteries in that system are new, but there is no technical limitation. That is very bullish in my opinion. So that would prevent there was no technical limitation that would prevent Lucid from swapping them out with used batteries. So while Lucid's CEO and CTO, Peter Rawlinson, has previously discussed plans to eventually build energy storage systems like Tesla that uses new batteries, this is the first time the company has talked about second life applications for the product. Now, we really didn't see this reflected in Lucid's share price. So this article actually came out, let's see, on March 17th, and on this day, we actually saw Lucid Motors fall in share price. There was a little bit of bullishness throughout the end of this day, but we are seeing Lucid Motors in a downtrend at the current time. So moving back to this article, batteries typically retain a charging capacity of around 70% once they're removed from the electric vehicles, means they potentially have another decade of useful life. Automakers like GM, Ford, and Audi have already initiated second life pilot projects aimed at extracting that remaining value. So in order for this part of the business of Lucid Motors to be successful, they need to be able to sell a lot of these Lucid Airs and any other vehicle that they are going to be producing in the future, since these batteries are going to have to be transferred out of their useful life and then moved into this business model. So this business, the business success solely depends upon the amount of sales that Lucid Motors is able to create over the next 5 years. There were also some leaks that showed a new vehicle that Lucid Motors is planning on releasing. Now, this is going to be an SUV. So coming over here, Patent reveals new images of Lucid Motors Gravity SUV. So this is what the images look like right now. They're not very clear. In the future, I think we are going to see some more images of this, but it is a very good sign that even before Lucid Motors has started the commercialization of the Air model, that they are already planning on rolling out an SUV. So Lucid's astute forum members have uncovered news the automaker may or may not want the public to see yet. The patent images of Lucid Motors' upcoming Gravity SUV were uncovered in a filing with EUIPO. The Gravity is not a production electric vehicle yet, but its patent images closely mimic the concept Lucid has teased. If you see up here, this does remind me of what the Air model looks like, and this would seem like the next step that Lucid would take in its car suite. So the Gravity is not in production yet. As we have gone over, the Dream Edition, Lucid Air's first trim, was originally scheduled to arrive this spring. It has since been pushed to sometime in the second half of 2021. This delay announcement came just days after Lucid announced a merger with Cciv. So still, Lucid insists it is still on track with production of the Air sedan. So that's a good sign, but we really aren't going to know this until Lucid starts the commercialization and we start seeing the actual orders come in. So furthermore, CEO Peter Rawlinson said it's already prepping phase 2 of its AMP1 production facility in Casa Grande, Arizona. Now we are also seeing Lucid Motors. They have a contract and they have a relationship with the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund, and they have to build a factory over there as well. So we are going to see that factory come up within the next couple of years, but they do have this big factory in Arizona, and in my previous CCIV videos, we've seen some of those images. Now, a lot of people are extremely bullish on Lucid Motors going forward, but I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the risk factors as well. So I'm not just coming out and giving you guys all of the good information about a company, but also some of the risk factors that come along with investing in a company like this. So coming over here, we can see that Lucid Air's pre-order reservations top $500 million. So while existing reservations already represented over $650 million in anticipated sales, customer traction is strong and has continued to grow as brand awareness has increased. So this is big, but I don't think that these reservations are binding. So that is the biggest part of all of these electric vehicle companies when they come out. So we've seen this with Tesla when they put out their Cybertruck. I think the price was $100 where you could reserve a Cybertruck when it came out, and their reservations went absolutely crazy. We are actually seeing this be a very big problem with another company right now. So if these orders are not binding, we could see a lawsuit, and if the CEO comes out and misrepresents what kind of revenue they're able to receive from these initial orders and pre-orders, then we could be in some big trouble. So coming over here, we can see that the lawsuit claims Lordstown Motors defrauded investors. So a shareholder lawsuit has been filed against Lordstown Motors, the electric truck startup located in GM's old assembly plant in Lordstown. The suit claims the company has defrauded investors. What the issue of this lawsuit essentially is that the CEO of Lordstown Motors has come out a couple of times and misrepresented how the pre-order numbers are going to be reflected in the actual sales numbers. So the CEO has come out and said a couple of times, well, we're expecting the sales numbers to be very close to the amount of pre-order numbers, but sometimes that is not the case since these orders and pre-orders are not binding agreements. You can come and say, yep, we're expecting this many because we have pre-orders, but you're never actually going to know how many of these companies and individuals are actually going to purchase your vehicles until you actually start commercializing it. So this is a slight issue that I do see with Lucid Motors at the current time. Their cars are pretty expensive, and they've set out some very bullish targets for how many vehicles that they want to sell in a year. We saw numbers as high as 400,000. That's the amount of vehicles that their Arizona facility is going to be able to produce in the next couple of years. And we only saw Tesla deliver 500,000 vehicles, just slightly under 500,000 vehicles in 2020. Now, I don't really think that Lucid Motors, with not even getting into the market yet, is going to be able to hit that 400,000 vehicle mark. Now, there's a couple reasons for this. The main one is that their vehicles are slightly expensive, so I don't think their market is going to be as big as everybody thinks it is. But then again, Lucid Motors is in a different spot than these newer electric vehicle companies. Lucid Motors has former Tesla employees, Apple employees. They have a really strong team behind it, and I do think that they are going to see success over the long term. I just don't think that these bullish estimates coming out right now, they're a little bit extreme, and I don't want every investor to just pile money into this company when Lucid comes out and says, well, we have 2 new vehicles, we're going to sell this amount of many cars, when we actually don't know that yet. We are going to need to wait until the second half of 2021 to actually see these sales numbers and concrete numbers of what this company is actually able to do. If they are able to come out and meet even half to 80% of the pre-orders and sell that many vehicles, then this company is going to be a really strong electric vehicle company for the long term. Now, that's not to say you can't take a risk on this company at these price levels. Lucid Motors and CCIV, we saw CCIV go all the way as high as $64, $65 a share. So this company does see a lot of upside. But as we see with a lot of SPAC mergers, the SPAC will run up an extreme amount. And once the merger is announced, we typically see a sell-off where we see the overall value of the company reflected in the share price. Now, Lucid and CCIV have not announced yet when this merger is going to be taking place, but they did file an S4 today, which suggests that this merger could be announced in the near future, the actual date of the merger. So that is going to wrap up this update on Lucid Motors and CCIV. If you guys enjoyed the information that I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. And if you guys would like to earn 2 free stocks with Webull, which is the brokerage that you guys see on screen in all of my videos, and these 2 free stocks could be valued up to $1,850. Make sure you check out that link in my description. All you have to do is set up an account, deposit $100, and then you get your 2 free stocks. So that is going to wrap up this update. I hope you guys were able to have a really profitable day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.